Welcome to the Masterclass Marathon on a Sunday. Super excited to be here as usual. If you are here, you probably know why you joined today because you want to learn something new. You are excited about connecting with some other amazing folks. So, we are going to share info with you this evening. We're here every Saturday at 12 and every Sunday at 7. So, let me bring my speakers up. I'm so excited to bring them up so that we will share information with you, things you need to know that you needed to know. So let me get them on in the building, and we'll get started. We shall get started. All right. Welcome to the Masterclass Marathon. So if you are here, we'd love for you to share this live out with at least 5 to 10 other amazing entrepreneurs so they will be able to learn something new tonight. They will be able to get connected with someone they actually need. Or we'll do the 6 degrees of separation, which is you're here, you hear something, it's not for you, but it's for your friend, your colleague, or someone that you know. All right, while you guys are here, if you're watching, feel free to share this live out with at least, once again, 5 to 10 other people. Welcome to all the amazing speakers tonight. Hey guys, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing great, doing great.
Yes. All right. Well, it is Sunday and we do this every week. Let me see who should speak first. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me see. How about, let me see. All right. Lady G, do you want to go first this evening?
I would love it. I would love it. Thank you for having me. Listen, guys, I am Lady G, your licensed financial professional. And I just like to show you how to have your self protected, have your families protected, have your business protected. When we think about business owners, close to my heart, everyone knows is the beauticians, truck drivers, if you're a barber, a nail tech, you need to protect yourself. I can't say that enough. I often say, just think about if you can no longer go to your 9 to 5, what are you going to be able to pull back on? When we think about protection should mean creating your own retirement account so that you don't have to worry about when you can no longer work, when you hit retirement and don't want to pick up another brush or pick up another hair dryer. What do you have to pull on? So there is a such thing as key person, key man, whatever you want to call it, that you can get on your business. Your business would pay for it. It is basically saying if you are an owner, you can get a key person policy. If you have an employee or more, you can get a key person policy. That is just basically saying that if any type of life event happens, that policy would pay back into the business to keep the business running, especially if you want to leave that business as a legacy to your family. A lot of people want to leave businesses to family, but what if they're not structured to be able to hold it down once you pass the torch? So you want to think about that. Now let's think about the individual. I'm very big on life insurance because I don't know who told the lie, but GoFundMe is not the funeral expense account. So you really need to get yourself protected. There are so many things out there, from temporary insurance to permanent insurance. Don't put your foot in something too big, and don't put yourself in something too small. Get the one that's right for you. In the insurance industry, there are 2 categories that you need to consider. There is temporary, there is permanent. Temporary, term life insurance. If you purchase it for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, when that 10, 15, 20, 30 years is up, you no longer have insurance. Yes, you might be with a company that asks you to roll back into another term, but the point is, it is temporary insurance. I personally, this is just Lady G, think that there should be 3 reasons why that should come into consideration. One, if you are a homeowner and you have a 15, 30-year mortgage, then get you a 15, 30-year term, because all it's saying is if, God forbid, life comes knocking at the door and you're gone and you're part of the 2% that term policies actually pay out on, your family doesn't have to worry about how they're going to pay the mortgage, how they're going to pay the property fees. That policy would pay out for that. I also believe if you don't have any type of insurance because you can't afford permanent, do not walk around here naked. Protect yourself. Get yourself covered, even if it's a term policy. There are some people out there that can get term and permanent. And when you get on a one-on-one, I can get deeper into that, why that is a way to go also. Another temporary is group insurance. That is what your job gives you. When you quit, get fired or retire, I promise you that policy is not going with you. I've been off of Wall Street now 16 years, and they gave me that policy, told me it was 2 to 3 times my salary, and I didn't have to pay a dime. They did not tell me when I left that job that I wouldn't be taking it with me, not paying a dime. When you see how much you'll be paying, you're going to wish you had went and looked for your own permanent policy. Because why? Insurance is based on your age and your health. And once you get older, if you're not in a policy, the price will rise. Another thing about group insurance and term insurance, you come upon hard times, you can't pull a dollar out of those policies to pay a heating bill or any other type of expense. I will say this, I have companies that I work with that are now you can get term with living benefits. If you're gonna get term, please get it with living benefits. What are living benefits? Income protection, terminal illness rider. God forbid you're diagnosed with less than 12 months to live. You can have full access to 100% of that death benefit. Critical illness, if you, God forbid, you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, major organ transplant, you have access, and it could be up to 90% of that death benefit. If it's $1 million policy, that's $900,000. Chronic illness. I often say my father was a commercial. He couldn't do all 6 when he had his stroke. Whether you can't feed yourself, clothe yourself, bathe yourself, shower, put yourself to the bathroom or to the bed, you have access to the death benefit. That is why they call it life insurance, guys, because you can have access to it while you're yet living as income protection. Then you go into the permanent realm. We are in the line still, income protection. You have whole life insurance. Whole life insurance, you could pay it till you're 100 years old. You can be the person that says, I don't want to have a bill my entire life. Well, then go pay it up in 10, 20, 30 years. You have that option. So there is no guarantee on traditional, let me say it again, traditional whole life. There is no guarantee of cash value. The same person that comes to me and says they had a policy for 20 years because mama got it when they were a baby and barely have a few $100s in there. If mama was paying $8 a month, there's a big difference from someone dropping in $800. Mama was earning pennies on that policy, and that's why it's taking you umpteen years just to make $20. So you need to know what type of policy you're in. Then we have the universal policy. There's different types of universal, just like there's different types of whole lives. But in the universal family, just know it's called flexibility. Whole life, traditional whole life, you can't go and a life event happen and you say, wow, I was 20 and I grabbed $100,000 policy, but now I'm married, I have kids, I own a house, I need more insurance. So I want to increase my policy. In traditional whole life, you cannot do that. In universal, you can. You can make one phone call. I would like to increase my policy, please, to such and such amount. Or you could be the 80-year-old who got an $800 policy, $800,000 policy and said, wait a minute, the kids done moved out the house. I done sold the house. I don't need all this insurance. I don't even paying all this a month. You can bring it down. Universal just gives you that flexibility. There's fixed universal, just like whole life. Whole life is fixed. It will go and grow at a fixed rate. Then you have variable universal. Just a key word, variable. Anything variable means it's tied to the stock market. So like IRAs, stock options, 401ks, it takes on that volatility. That works for some people. When the market makes money, your policy makes money. When the market loses money, your policy loses money. So just know, if you like that type of volatility, then go for it. Then they have Index Universal Life. Index Universal Life, my personal opinion, this is Lady G, it is a life insurance policy on steroids because it is growing your money on a spread. There is no guarantees on what the amount will be each year, but there is a spread. And if you look at the 20-year look back, it's been a good 20-year look back. You can get into an IUL and set yourself up just like whole life, but with whole life being fixed, IUL spread. If you're in a whole life policy, you don't have to worry. You know that that's covering you until 121 years old. In the Index Universal Life, it's like nobody can tell me what the market is going to close at tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So what they tell you is, listen, we don't know what the index is going to be. We don't know if you're going to fund this thing correctly. So from day one, we could tell you if any of those things go left, this can only guarantee to cover you till such and such amount of years. But if you do what you need to do, and the index does what it needs to do, this thing can stretch out to 121. It is a tax-deferred account. Tax-free withdrawals, tax-free loans. You can place a certain amount. There's a minimum and a maximum according to your age and your health. So if I tell you this $1 million policy, you can drop at minimum paying yourself $300 a month, but you can drop up to $40,000 for the first 7 years. Then that is your scenario. Why? Because you don't want to hit MEP. Can you put more? You absolutely can. I personally don't want to give the IRS a tip. You literally have to stay in the perimeters of what you are told, because the minute you hit MEC, which is modified endowment contract, the IRS says, okay, you done went a little too far, pay us taxes on that money, every dollar over that 30,000. So this is good. Real estate people use it. They flipping houses, dropping the money in the IUL. There is hardworking 9-to-5 people using it when they are shown the structure correctly, because there is a perfect, imperfect way to run it, to show someone how to properly create a retirement in it. Because when you hit retirement, you can say, hit me with such and such amount of check every year and have the checks come in. This is a retirement bucket. You also have final expense. We're still in protection, guys. Remember what I said. I don't know who told the lie, but GoFundMe is not the funeral expense account. So with final expense, for that person that doesn't want to make sure their family doesn't have to do a GoFundMe, they'll get a final expense policy. And that means that if you get a regular final expense, depending on your age, you can get the most 40 to 50,000. A guaranteed final expense, they won't ask you no health questions. The most you can get is 25,000, but you have to be over 50. But the small print that I need you guys to keep in mind, if you do not have that policy for 2 years or more, that policy will not fully pay out. So if you have it, God forbid something happens and you leave here 4 months after having it, only the premiums that you have paid will be returned to your family to go about the services or whatever they were going to do with the funds, plus maybe 10%. I need you guys to just know that we are all about protection. No, I am not against diversification. You can dip here, there, and everywhere. What I am about is your foundation being laid with something that is guaranteed. And then when you want to go play in the water with the other sharks, you can do it because you know you're already protected with something that is firm, guaranteed, and is your foundation to fall back on. Your foundation, if life come knocking at the door, and we know sometimes it can be knocking hard. We've seen it in these last 3 years. How many people, when COVID hit, couldn't go back to work or lost their jobs? What accounts did you have to fall back on? This is Lady G. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me at the link pinned to the top of the room and get on my calendar. You can even go to myladyg.com and get on my calendar so we could talk further. Thank you for this time. This is Lady G, and I'm done speaking.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even want the timer to go off on you because you were really, really giving it to us. You share a lot of different terms that most people don't understand who don't know about insurance. And I think that was great how you shared a variety of things for us to hear and want to know more about, because everything you spoke about, I'm sure you could do probably an hour presentation on each individual thing that you actually shared with us. So I personally hope that those that are watching will take you up on that call to get on a call with you. And basically, I know the call is going to be about where are you, what's going on in your life, and what you exactly need, and what should you jump into first, second, and third. So I hope they take you up on that call. I really do. I really do. So I want to tell you thank you for coming today. That has been Lady G giving you guys information about protection. She said life insurance, but it really was about protection. So I thank you. And I want to give you 2 minutes on the clock to give us a little more detailed info about how we can get in touch with you, because so many people need you and what you actually have to offer. So 2 minutes on the clock, Lady G, to tell us what you actually have to offer.
Well, you can get on my calendar, as I said, at myladyg.com. You can reach me in the office, 732-820-9710, because we do one-on-one sessions and we do family Zoom. So if you have any families, frenemies, enemies that need this information, let's get them on a Zoom call so that they can get more in-depth information than I was able to do in 15 minutes. But we will take time to educate and even show them how they can get retirement with annuities. I ain't even going to go into it. You get a book a call and we'll talk more about it. Thank you so much for this time. You can find me on all platforms, Lady G, your financial professional.
All right, awesome. So I know Lady G is not going to be able to hang out with us too long. So I want you guys to take an opportunity to click the arrow above and give her a quick follow so that you can stay in touch with her. What we do here at the Masterclass Marathon is we ask for you to give them a quick follow and then hop in the DMs and start a conversation. That's basically how you get a little closer and get more info. So please take a moment to give her a quick follow if you desire to do so. And she'll stay here for just a little while before we bring another speaker up. All right, we're going to move over to our next speaker. We are going to have Miss Deborah to speak next. So we're excited to have you here at the Masterclass Marathon. She will have 13 minutes on the clock to give us information about what she knows about her business. This is the Masterclass Marathon, where we are doing what we would normally do on our own privately. We'd normally bring you in and have you on a webinar and give you this info. But instead of you going private, we're here publicly. We're sharing our audiences and we're creating more exposure for all of us. So if you don't mind to contribute to the exposure while you're here, just click that little arrow and share this live out to at least 5 or more people that are on your list, because someone needs to be here. If you miss anything that you're hearing tonight, you can come back and watch it in the series on my page at Tamika James, or you can go to Entrepreneur Speak with Tamika James on YouTube. All right, without further ado, I'm putting 13 minutes on the clock for Deborah to jump in and share what she has for us today. All right.
Thank you, Tamika. I appreciate it. And Lady G, that was great information. I got to tell you that I used to go over that information with my students, actually, the key man life insurance policies, when I was teaching a different type of business law. So that's really important information for anyone that does have a business and is concerned if, God forbid, something happened, right? And so very important information. I'm Deborah Seminaro Eldridge. I'm an attorney licensed here in the state of Florida. So I'm in sunny, usually Florida. And all of the information that I provide, therefore, is based on Florida law. But I asked Tamika if I could talk tonight a little bit about corporations, which is actually my favorite form of business organization. So there are different ways to start a business. And if you're a hairdresser, if you are in social media, if you have a network marketing company, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You really want to think about that back office work that has to be done. And if you're not comfortable doing it, that's where my law office comes in. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But it's really important because what I see is a lot of things. When I got into network marketing last year and started launching my law practice, DC Law, as well as my social retail business, I saw that a lot of everything I was learning, a lot of people were talking about the very important aspect of growing your audience, right? And finding your niche and branding yourself and all of those things that we know we really need to do. But nobody was talking about the back office things that need to be done. You know, setting up your business correctly, making sure that your name isn't already taken. So doing the research to ensure that that name is available for you. And, you know, just setting up the business organization and going through those steps, getting a federal employer identification number. Because if you are setting up a business that's anything other than a sole proprietorship or yourself acting as a DBA, which is a doing business as fictitious name registration, then you need to have a federal employer identification number. And a lot of people immediately funnel to the LLC, which is a limited liability company. It's different from a limited partnership. It's different from a partnership. It's a limited liability company. And it is a way of forming a business. It's not my favorite way of forming a business because it doesn't give you the flexibility for growth. For example, if you want to franchise, if you want to go global, if you want to do different things, it doesn't give you that flexibility. So I'm a corporate girl. I always talk to my clients about the value of incorporating their business. So starting with a corporation. And the glory of any business organization that you set up, you can do so in any state that you choose. That's why a lot of people incorporate in Delaware, because Delaware has very favorable laws for corporations and businesses. Well, same here in Florida. And so you don't have to actually live in the state in which you choose to incorporate your business. So you can do that anywhere, just so you all know that. I think a lot of people think they have to incorporate in the state where their business is located, but you do not. Nonetheless, if you wanted to incorporate, that's something that I strongly recommend because there are so many benefits to doing so. With a corporation, you have full protection. In other words, full protection from liability. If you think about the umbrella, you know, when we put an umbrella over ourselves, and you know, the traveler's insurance has that big umbrella, right, that goes over us. The rain can't penetrate in, right? Well, that rain is liability and other things that can happen during the course of running your business. If you set up yourself correctly as a business, nothing is going to penetrate that umbrella or that corporate shield. We call it a corporate shield because it is there to separate you personally from the business that you are running. And in doing so, that means that you become an employee of that business. You're an owner and employee of that business. But that also means that unless you do something really, really bad, like Bernie Madoff bad, if you all know who that is. That's the investor who took everybody's money in New York, and many ended up losing millions in retirement. And if they didn't have insurance that was actually securing the funds that were going in or anything else, then they lost millions. But the point of the corporation is that it's going to protect you from that type of liability as long as you're not doing anything wrong. So if you're not doing anything wrong and then somebody sues your company for whatever reason, you don't have to worry about your personal assets being at risk. It also gives you other benefits, and it's easier from a tax and accounting standpoint for accountants than an LLC is. And what it does is you're now actually paying yourself as an employee. And also, though, you get to take out something called shareholder distributions. And shareholder distributions are taxed at a lower rate than your regular employee payroll is taxed. So as a shareholder, because you're an owner of the company, you get to take out shareholder distributions, again, taxed at a lower rate. And that's a big plus, too. Yesterday in our in our masterclass, another person was talking about the fact that you can write a lot of things off. In other words, assets that you can purchase through your business. If you are going to be using your vehicle on a regular basis, you could purchase your vehicle through your business. The only problem with that is then you do have the liability associated with the vehicle itself, and then that vehicle is always part and parcel of the corporation no matter what you're doing. In other words, that vehicle's never off the clock, right? You may be off the clock, but the vehicle is not off the clock. So you do want to think long and hard. Do you want to do this if in fact it's not something that your corporation would regularly utilize, when in fact you could write off mileage and things of that nature as well. So conversations that are good to have with an accountant, but the corporation, again, gives you that protection from personal liability, and that is one of the wonderful things about the corporation. The other thing is that as you grow, you can increase your shares. You can sell shares on a private basis up to a certain amount every year. The IRS will allow you to sell actual private shares in your company up to a certain amount again every year. It used to be $100,000. I don't know if that's changed, but my point is you could have investors come in. You can then expand and begin to grow your business in a way that allows you to then form different divisions, different departments of your corporation. And again, if you feel that it's something you want to franchise, then you can go into a franchise situation. So there's just so much flexibility with a corporation, which is why I always recommend corporations. I know many accountants do as well, because of that flexibility and what it does. And the process for setting up a corporation isn't really that difficult. Yesterday, I talked about the fact that no matter what you're creating as a business, you want to make sure that you check the name first. And you can do that at the United States Patent and Trademark Office on a national basis. And then you go to your state's Division of Corporations. Here it's Florida's Division of Corporations to check and then see if the name is available there as well. If it is available, you want to go ahead and snatch it then, and also purchase your URL, which is your website, at the same time. You don't have to set up the website, but you want to purchase that URL. And one of the reasons you want to do that is because there are squatters out there that are just watching all of these things. And as soon as you go ahead and incorporate your business, they will grab the URL for that. So you want to get your URL done. I tell everyone, when you're getting ready to do this, have an hour or two that you can just set aside to do these things. It doesn't take long at all. If I were to show you right now, you'd be amazed at how quickly you can do a search of the USPTO, which is the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. I mean, in 5 minutes, honestly, that's how quick you can do a search to see if your name is available. Then you go to, again, the Division of Organizations. You click there, you do a name search again, and boom. Now you know that name is good to use, so you can go ahead and use it. Why not go ahead and get it signed up right then, and then go over to Wix or GoDaddy or Bluehost or whoever you want to and secure your website. Now, one thing I will also tell you, when you are going to Wix or Bluehost or GoDaddy, check all 3 sites, because sometimes the website might not be available on Wix, but it might be available at GoDaddy. I've had that happen with clients, and that's something that you wouldn't generally know, right? So it might be available somewhere else, even though it's showing that it's not available at Bluehost or, again, Wix or one of the other entities. So do check in a couple of places and purchase that. It costs like, what, $12, I think, to purchase it for the year, but you've got that secured. You can always go back and do the website subscription, but at least you have your URL. From there, then you're going to go ahead, you're going to apply for your federal employer identification number. You're going to do that. And then there's a couple more steps after that. One is, you want to make sure that when you incorporate, you choose Subchapter S Corporation Status. And that is a status that allows you to declare that you are a small corporation, so you're not going to get taxed twice on the income. If you don't do that step, which is filling out the application for the Subchapter S, then you're going to get taxed as a C Corp. A C Corp is taxed twice. And what we mean by that, you're taxed twice, actually. So your corporation would be taxed at the C Corp rate. And then any income, any net proceeds out of that corporation, say there's $10,000 left at the end of the year in net income, and you're the sole owner of the corporation, now you actually have to pay taxes again on that $10,000 that was left. So let's say there was $15,000 and it got taxed, and then there's $13,000 left. Now you have to pay taxes as well on that $13,000. Doesn't happen with the Subchapter S. You only get taxed once on that income. It flows through to you as if you were a sole proprietor. But again, you get that flexibility of that corporation, and it's a much more formal way of doing business than doing it as a sole proprietor or a partnership and so on. So that's what I would recommend. That is, I have a class actually that I offer on this exact topic, and it helps just you go through the steps and understand the ease of going through this, and we take you step by step all the way. And I know I always talk less than 13 minutes, Tamika, but I haven't seen if there's any questions.
You want to know that you only have 49 seconds left? Oh my gosh, that was so good.
I stretched
oh my goodness. Yes. And I know that there's so much more of where that came from. And and just like I was saying to Lady G, like what you shared today, every piece of what you're sharing, it has components that take you a while to actually explain. And I love that you have a class coming up. And what we do here at the Masterclass Marathon is we share information in short spurts. We give you a really good understanding of what we're sharing, because there's more. You have to connect with us and get the deep details. But we give you enough right here to pique your interest in the topic, to let you know that that's something that you need to know more about. So yeah, I'm so grateful for what you shared today. And yeah, I want to know, how do we get to know more about what you were sharing today? Please tell us how we get in touch with you. I'm going to give you 2 minutes on the clock to let us know how we get in touch with you and whatever you have to offer. So let's go. Let us know.
Thank you. Well, if you want to get in touch with me, you can always go ahead in Instagram. I'm at DCE Law, and that's how you can go ahead and follow me. Of course, you see me here right now. And then also my webpage, and my link is provided in my bio in Instagram. And but my webpage is www.dcelaw.com. And you can go ahead and you can email me there. You can get in contact with me from my website as well, or you can message me in Instagram, and then we can get the conversation going. And if you have certain needs that you're looking to address, I also am a family law attorney. So if you have a situation where you're not sure how to handle, if you've had a business, if you are going through a divorce, or you're looking at going through a divorce, how do you handle that situation as well? And I can give you advice, again, based on Florida law, but I can't give legal advice outside of the state of Florida. Then what I'm doing is I have master courses that I've created on these topics, these business topics. And these topics range from, filing for a trademark to incorporating your business. And we take you step by step with tutorials through the business process. So you can work at your own pace, and you just go one step at a time through them. We have 7 tutorials that take you easily through the entire process that you need, and then say, okay, you're all set. Now go set up your bank account. You're good to go. But at the same time, we're here and we're available for you if you have questions that you want to ask. And I also have live classes that I'm going to be setting up, where if you prefer to do this in a live setting where I'm there with you and walking you through it, as long as you have an hour and a half or 2 hours available, we can get it done. It's just that quick and easy. And I would love to talk with you more about it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, Deborah, every time you come here, I'm learning so much more about you. I love that you just share about the fact that that thing you just said about the family law and the business and how to actually handle it. That is something that a lot of people need. I hear so many entrepreneurs who are going through the divorce and they don't know. Here's what I hear. I'm going to share something with you real quick. I hear
Yeah,
them saying they don't know how to handle the business that they're in while getting a divorce. And this one, they want to start a new business, but they're
yes.
still married. You know about this, right? They want to start a
Oh,
new
yes.
business, but they're married to someone. And maybe they were in business with them and they want to start something new, but they're pretty much advised to be very careful with starting something new while still being married, because that other person can have rights to it.
That's
Listen,
exactly correct. Yeah.
that's a whole space that people need information on. If you ever
Yeah.
want to
And we
niche
can,
down, I would see that as a space, because I hear a lot of people talking about that. I also love that you
yeah.
shared that when you spoke about the courses you offer. I help others, help entrepreneurs to create their courses. And one of the things you said that's important is that a person that goes through a course gets to click on the information, they get to absorb it, they get to use the info, and then click on the next piece and do the thing. That's what courses are built for, so that you can either do it at your own pace or work with the person that's coaching you. So I'm glad you shared that as well. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming tonight and sharing this
Absolutely.
info. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, you're so welcome. Okay, so we're you guys are here at the Masterclass Marathon. If you're just joining for the first time, what I want you to know is that you're here and we're doing mini masterclasses. We're teaching you about something you know you need to know, or something you didn't even know you needed to know. So share this live out with someone who you know that needs to be here, that is not currently here. We're going to bring another one of our speakers up, and it is not over. So I want you to make sure you stay tuned. If you miss anything, you can go back and watch it right here on this page, or you can go to Entrepreneur Speak with Tamika James on YouTube. All right, we just brought another speaker up, and but in the meantime, while we're waiting for them, we do have another amazing speaker coming to the stage. And our next speaker is Garnett. Garnett Jr. All right, so Garnett, you are no stranger here. Welcome, Mimi. Hello, good evening. And thank you for joining anyone else that just came into the live. All right. We've had some great information that has been shared tonight. If you missed anything, I want you to go back and watch the replay. All right. So next up is Garnett. All right. You now have the floor. Let's give you your 13 minutes on the clock.
All right, 13 minutes it is, Coach Shamika. So hi everyone, my name is Garnett JR. Blessings, it's a beautiful Sunday evening today, right? My name is Garnett JR on all social medias, and I'm basically a crypto and business coach. I help persons understand cryptocurrency, right, and invest in the cryptocurrency market in a simplistic way through my coaching program and my courses, right? So guys, we all know and we hear about cryptocurrency, right? I'm gonna break down what it is, and we're going to go through some nuances of the cryptocurrency, right? So at the end of the day, we know cryptocurrency is a new hot topic. We know that cryptocurrency is an industry which is going to be adaptable, where everyone is going to move from what they are currently doing to the cryptocurrency industry. However, we hear about the advantages, we hear about the negative parts of cryptocurrency, right? And I'm here to just give you some strategies based on how you can get started within the cryptocurrency space, right? If you're in the accounting space, if you're in the teaching space, if you're in the coaching space, if you're in the hair space, right? If you're in the trucking space, right? Cryptocurrency is something that you can get into, right? It's just that you have to have a strategy to get into it, right? Yes, it's a risk asset, but we have to understand what investment is, right? We have to develop an investor mindset. The thing about it, we have to just go about it with a strategy, right? At the end of the day, to create wealth, right? It's all about investing. Yes, you can develop a good amount of income from a 9 to 5, but real financial freedom is developed from your own business, no matter how you think about it, no matter what you do, right? Even if you're in the network marketing space, right? You're still basically creating your own business, right? Under another company, and they can basically say, hey, we don't want you a part of this anymore, right? So we have to develop that ownership mentality and invest. So let me just get straight to the point with regards to crypto. So no matter which area you're in, you can be a cryptocurrency investor, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, if you're someone who's just getting started, right? There's a strategy for you, right? And now is the best time when the market is done, because now is the time for opportunity. So let me just go into some strategies, right? So at the end of the day, we want to add up risk averse, right? We don't want to deploy all our money. We don't want to put all our money into an asset that we have no knowledge about. We heard about this negative. We heard about the positive, right? We have to develop a strategy. So the first strategy I'm going to tell you about is loan strategy, right? At the end of the day, you can invest in the cryptocurrency market, right? And you don't have to be risking all your assets, right? You can borrow against your money, right? So this is a process, right? Say you have $10,000, right? You hear about a particular coin like Bitcoin. You heard about Ethereum, right? You heard about Chainlink, Solana, any particular cryptocurrency asset. Once you've done your research and you say, you know what, this is the one that I'm gonna invest in. Once you get a coach to, follow up with you and tell you that, hey, at the end of the day, this is a good asset for you to deploy your money. I would say anything, guys, not a financial advisor, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can't lose on those right now, right? But say you have $10,000, right, and you want to deploy, you want to put it in the market, right? You can go about it like this way, right? You can get your assets, which is Bitcoin, right, into a loan platform. A loan platform is like uHodler, right, or Aave, right? You can utilize those. Those are the one that I utilize at this current moment, right? But there are others. Say you have that $10,000, you buy this Bitcoin, right? You can put it into the loan platforms, which is like send it to the wallet address over there, right? It's not a hard thing. This is like the account where you keep your crypto, right? That's what we call the wallet, right? So you're going to send your assets over there, right? After you send your assets over there, right, you're going to borrow against it, right? Remember, when you sell any asset you have, you trigger a tax event. We don't want to pay any money to the government at that current rate, right? We want to limit our tax liabilities. So what you're going to do, you're going to put your assets into these loan platforms. You're going to borrow against it, right? When you're borrowing against your assets, right, there's a loan to value ratio. What does this mean? Basically, you're telling the platform saying, hey, I have 10 grand, but I need some equity out. I need to take some of this money out, right? Because I don't want to risk all my money. However, you're going to have 100% in the market. So that's how you do it. Some platforms give you 70%, some give you 80%, some give you 90%, right? So if you choose a platform which gives you 70%, what you're going to do, that $10,000 that you put in, say, Bitcoin, right? You're going to borrow against it, take 70% out, which is $7,000. So now you're going to take out $7,000 of equity out of that asset, right? Have it in your pocket, or you can put it in a stable coin, you can invest it, right? Or you can just have the liquid cash. However, you have 10 grand in the market, right? And you're just risking 30% at that loan to value ratio of 70%, right? I hope I got you guys. So now you have 100% in the market. If the market goes up, say 300%, because right now it's going to go up. No matter what you say or you see on the media, they're putting fear out there, but we know that every investor is waiting. They have the cash to the side ready to deploy and buy up all this. Watch what the banks are doing. Watch what the rich people are doing. Watch what the elites are doing. They're waiting for everyone. So let's get back to the loan platform, right? So you have that 10 grand in, it goes up 300%. You just made, right, $30,000, and you just have to pay back that 7 grand back, and you collect all that money. How does that feel when you're just risking only 30%? You know what I'm saying? That feels good. However, on the flip side, say the market goes down, right? Instead of you risking all your assets, say you're going to buy all this stock, right? And it goes down. With stock, there's no protection, right? At the end of the day, right? There's no protection there, right? You don't own the stock. So at the end of the day, if you have your cryptocurrency asset and it goes down, right? Here's what's going to happen, right? There's two things going to happen. The value is going to go down, right? You can sell the asset if you want, right? And when you sell that asset, you trigger a tax event at a lower rate, right? Or it liquidates you where it goes below a threshold where at the end of the day, platform says that, hey, I don't owe you, you don't owe me. We have to sell this asset. The asset value is too low, right? However, how much were you really risking? Only 30%, right? So this is the investor mindset. We can't think that we're always going to win. We have to have strategies in place in the event the thing goes the wrong way, right? So that's a strategy you can develop to start your cryptocurrency journey, right? You don't have to risk all your money. You can just risk 30%, but have 100% exposure in the market. What does that mean? You're going to get 100% of the value if it goes up, right, or it goes down. There's different strategies you can implement also, which is called shorting when the market is going down, that you can make money. So you can make money going up, you can make money going down, no matter what. But once you're gonna start your investment, this is what you need to do, right? Lady G spoke about life insurance, right? If you want to go to the traditional route, right, you can implement whether the UL, whether the whole life, whether the index universal life insurance, right? Put that money in that stable asset, right? So you have to go to those persons, right, and let them give you the information. You borrow against that money now, right? So think about it. We just spoke about the loans. Now we're gonna borrow against the life insurance money, right? So you have 100% in the market now, making all of that money, going with the fluctuations, right? However, when you borrow against it, you have a safety net over here. You have some liquid cash over here, right? That liquid cash that you have over here now, you can take that and put it into the cryptocurrency market, right? Implement the strategy that I just told you about, loans, right? And then once you get that money again that you borrow against using the loan process, you have equity. So think about it. You use one money, $10,000. You have it in the life insurance market over here, making money for you with protection over here. You get what I'm saying? And you have a death benefit if anything happens to you. You have it over in the cryptocurrency market over here. While if it goes up, you're making money. If it goes down, you're still making money if you implement a shorting strategy, right? And guess what? You have the equity over here, the lump sum. So you're using one lump sum to have two different places making money, right? So there's two different places, right? So that's another strategy again. Another strategy is using cryptocurrency credit cards, right? We know about the credit card game, right? If you're using Amex, we are all about those. We know about those benefits, right? If you don't know about it, you can reach out to me. I can talk to you and, let you know what those benefits are, right? With the traditional system. In the cryptocurrency industry, those credit cards are also available. So think about it. For my truckers, right? For persons who are, spending a lot of money on the road, right? You're using a cryptocurrency debit card to pay for your gas. You're going to pay for the gas regardless. Yes, you're using your Amex, right? But Amex is not going to be fluctuating. It's not going to make you any more money. It's going to be $1 to $1, right? Literally. So think about this now. Now the market is down, right? You have a cryptocurrency credit card or debit card utilizing. A platform is ShakePay. Another platform is Crypto.com, right? You're using this credit card that you put your cash on because you're going to pay with it regardless. You use this card and you pay for your expenses, right? You're making rewards in crypto at the current market rate, which is down right now. So if the market goes up, you're making money again. So that's how your money is making money for you again, because regardless, you're going to spend money for your expenses. So that's another way. So if you're in any industry, you're going to have expenses, right? For my beauty queens, right? You're going to spend on hair. You're going to spend on nails. You're going to spend on all these products, accounting. You have your accounting softwares, right? Truckers, gas, right? Every industry, there's expenses, and you can utilize these credit or debit cards, right? So that's another way how you can make money with cryptocurrency and invest with cryptocurrency in a safe manner, right? How did I do, Coach Shavika? How much time do I have left?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, right? Wonderful, right? So I want to tap into one more, right? We hear about real estate, right? Last week, we just sold land in the metaverse, right? We just sold houses in the cryptocurrency space. So for my realtors out there, you have to get this knowledge about crypto. This is where the world is going to. And the first adopters, those are the ones who are going to be benefiting out of this. You know what I'm saying? So what you got to do, right? You have a house. You create an NFT. How do you create an NFT? You take a picture of it, put it on, say, OpenSea, you cryptonize it, mint it. That's another process, but I don't have time to go through it, right? We have this NFT for it. You put the properties, right? Like the length of the house, the square footage, everything is going to be on the blockchain, right? And you just advertise it, right? The person who basically buys it, once they buy it for the current rate, they get the house and they go through the papers. Everything can be done on the blockchain, right? So that's how houses are going to start being sold. You can sell it in the crypto world and in the regular world. For my lawyers, right? Sometimes you have to subpoena some persons, right? Right? You have to give them service, right here, we have our family lawyer right here, right? If you want to serve somebody, right, and their blockchain address, right, because this is where the world is going to, instead of you hunting the person, all you need is their wallet address. You just send it to them, boom, they got served. They just implemented this in the state of New York, right? So now, if you're a cryptocurrency enthusiast and you're doing something wrong, right, at the end of the day, they can still serve you through the cryptocurrency space. So those are for my cryptocurrency persons. But for those who are just getting into this space, this is what's going to happen. So if you're a lawyer and you understand this already, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be a first adopter. You can implement this, right? You can upcharge. Right, you just added the extra because you're first to it, right? We're all new to this space, right? We're first adopters to it at the end of the day. So that's another opportunity. But those persons who are gonna gravitate to this or get the money from this, right, are the first adopters. So you have to understand how to maneuver through the space. You have to get the information, right, and learn about this. Regardless, this is where the world is going to. Just like with the internet, right? When the internet was, being launched, people used to say bad stuff about. We hear about the bad stuff with crypto, same thing. But now we're living in a world where we can't do without social media. That is what they classify as Web 2. Web 3 is crypto, and we see everything is transitioning over there. Movies, real estate, music, even law, right? And look at it. The government is creating their own crypto. It's called the CBDC coin, right? So the physical cash that you have here is going to be the CBDC coin. So you cannot escape, guys. Just get the information, right?
All right. That was time. You
I
guys are
hope I
going
did.
in tonight. Oh my goodness. I don't
I
even know.
hope I didn't overwhelm nobody. Sorry.
No, as I feel like I've been having the consistent message tonight, which is that we have a lot of information and we're giving a snippet of the different things that we know. And we're helping everyone to understand that this information is available. You can't learn everything that we're teaching and talking about tonight in one setting. It just doesn't work that way. So we're giving you the understanding of what you need to pay attention to. So if you guys want more information, I want you to make sure that whoever you resonate with tonight, share this live out to them, or click the arrow above and give the speakers a quick follow. And then you can also share their information with another person. That's what I love about Instagram and social platforms. You can just, with the click of a button, click and share another person's info and say, hey, I think you should connect with this person. And that's basically how it works. I'm going to be talking about networking a little later, so I'll share more things about how you can do all of those things. But in the meantime, I want you to make sure that you're connected with Garnett. Garnett, I'm going to give you 2 minutes on the clock to let everyone know how they can connect with you and what you actually have to offer. So 2 minutes on the clock.
All right, guys. So again, my name is Garnett Jr., which is GARNETJR, right? So on all social medias, right? So to connect with me, you can click the link in my bio and you can book a call with me, or you can even direct message me, right? On Snapchat, on TikTok, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, Rumble, Twitter, right? At Garnett JR or Garnett Junior Chambers. Those are the handles that you can reach out to me and can ask me your questions, right? I have 2 offers tonight to let you guys know that I have a coaching program, right? Where if you want to get that one-on-one session for me to, give you the information in a digestible manner, right? You can reach out to me, right? And another thing, I have a course, a self-help course called the Decrypto course, www.decryptocourse.com, where you can go ahead and you can purchase this course. So you can learn about cryptocurrency at your own pace, right? And then within the course itself, right, there's features there where you can reach out to me, right? You can upgrade, right? You can book a call through the whole course, right? Just to get that help, right? So at the end of the day, guys, cryptocurrency is the name of the game. It's the hot topic no matter what we're seeing in the media, right? So you have to understand it. And once you understand it, from now, in the next 2 years, when the next bull run is coming up, what is the bull run? When money is flowing in the market, when everything is nice again, right? The people who invested this time of the year, those are the ones who are going to be the millionaires, the billionaires. Last year, when you see all that money, they invested in 2018, 2019. So that's why they're claiming the profits last year. So think about it. Give yourself 2 years. This is investing. This is not get rich quick. You can get rich quick if you know what to do, but at the end of the day, you have to have a lump sum of money. So if you're just starting off, just learn the information. So Again, my name is Garnet JR. I'm your cryptocurrency and business coach. You can reach out to me on all social. Grab the course if you need to. You can reach out to me for the coaching program. Have yourself a blessed night.
All right. Thank you, Garnett. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, you guys are all right. It's just a lot of great information. I'm learning more and more. I actually am excited about being a host here because I get to sit here and listen to all the info and learn some new things and just get to understand a lot. So I thank the speakers. I thank you all for showing up and helping me out as well. Okay, so thank you. All right. Well, make sure you guys give Garnett a quick follow if you desire to do so. The arrow is right above our heads. Feel free to share this live out before our next speaker comes up. If you are just joining, you're watching the Masterclass Marathon. We're here on Saturdays at 12 and on Sundays at 7. Our next speaker is Mimi Sheffer. Mimi, you know what to do. You're no stranger to the Masterclass Marathon. So I'm giving you your 13 minutes on the clock to share your amazing info. All right, the mic is yours.
Hi, everybody. Congratulations, Deb. I'm so excited that you're here. It's awesome to hear you share your information. And Garnet, that was amazing. I have heard you a couple of times, and I have to say, the more I hear you, the more it all makes sense. So thank you for sharing all that great information. We all need to know about blockchain and crypto, don't we? So I'm here to talk to you tonight about social media. Raise your hand if you remember just over a year ago where you were on October 4th, 2021, and what might have been happening on that day. Does anybody remember? Drop it in the chat if you remember. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Messenger went down. They were down for 6 hours, and we were freaking out. I remember being on Clubhouse thinking, oh my gosh, what does this mean, right? Is it ever going to come back? Are our accounts going to be lost? What's going to happen? So that is what I want to talk to you about tonight. We don't own our social media profiles, right? Those are held by the companies that host those sites, that own those sites, and we are not in control of those people following us. So tonight I want to talk to you about getting people off your follower list and into your systems, because it is really, really important. We learned a great lesson last year, and I hope I'm bringing it up a year later because I hope that that lesson resonates with all of us, that we don't own the information on our social media profiles, that information is at the mercy of other people. And if it goes down, if you get hacked, if your account gets locked, if you get kicked off the platform, I know people who have had every one of those scenarios happen. My husband had an account for, 13 years, and he lost it on Christmas Day, 2021. Lost it. All the conversations. As a matter of fact, his account was hacked, and people he had PayPal attached to his account, his personal profile, not a business profile. He had a PayPal account attached to his personal profile because he had paid for things via PayPal, and someone hacked his account, his Facebook account, and charged $500 in advertising on his account. That is money that's gone completely because he could not prove that it was not him who did that. So all of those things can happen. You can lose your account can be hacked, it can be shut out for violating community standards. I know someone that happened to just recently. She's like, I didn't violate any rules, but my account is gone. So for all of those reasons, it is time to take all the people following you and offer them something to get them off of your social media profiles and onto some sort of list. How many people, drop in the chat if you have already created some sort of list? Because I feel like a lot of us know that we probably should, but don't go to the effort to create a list. And so here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about how to get people off your social media profiles and onto your list. And I'm going to give you some examples of what you should do. You need to offer some sort of freebie, some sort of gift, some piece of valuable content that you can give to people in order to get their email address, their telephone number, their text number, something to get them off of your social media profile so that you can get in touch with them if, God forbid, your account gets locked out or you get hacked or our social media profile platforms go down again. Okay? So number one, you need to create a freebie. And I'm going to give you a list of freebies that you can create. And number two, you need to nurture your list. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. So the types of freebies that you can offer, I've got a list over here. There are a number of different types of freebies you can offer. So I want you to think about these. Grab a pen, write them down because there are like 10 of them. You can create a checklist, something like ways to save money or time. Here's a checklist of things you can do. You can offer a guide, a PDF guide on your favorite tools for automation, your favorite tools for creating content, whatever it is. These do not have to be super comprehensive. They don't have to be super long. They need to be bite-sized chunks of information that people can use and incorporate into their businesses quickly and easily. So the shorter is actually better, okay? You don't want to create an ebook that's 27 pages long and offer that as a freebie because it's going to take too much time for someone to get into that ebook and get the value out of it. So short and sweet wins the day. You can do a video training. You could do a short ebook, 2 or 3, 5 pages max. You could do a worksheet or a workbook. You could offer a template, a podcast episode, a quiz. You can do a short e-course, or you can do a Facebook group, lead people to a Facebook group, or a challenge. Okay, so those are all things that you can offer people in exchange for getting their contact information. And that's either their email address or their text number. And here, there are a little bit of differences between email campaigns and texting campaigns. And I want to share with you some really, really interesting stats. These are super powerful. The world has been creating email lists for a really long time, right? Social marketers have been creating email lists and communicating via email for a really long time. But drop in the chat a one if you have been one of those people who signed up for email in order to get a discount at a store or to get a coupon. We have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of emails sitting in our inboxes that do not get read. So email is not dead by any means. Email is not dead. However, let's talk about the open rates. In 2021, email open rates were just 18%. That's not very high. And a click-through rate of the 18% of the people who opened an email, only 2.5% of those people actually clicked through and clicked on the link in those emails. So those stats are a little bit low. And the time to read and respond to an email is typically about 90 minutes. Those are 2021 stats. So in this world of mass marketing with everybody sending emails, unless you write really, really persuasive copy and utilize, magnetic content 100% of the time, your email open rates and response rates and click-through rates are going to be very low. Let's compare and contrast this to text messaging, which is the wave of the future, until everybody gets on board with that as well. So text messaging open rates range from 90% to 99%, which 18% for emails, 90 to 99% for text. Huge, huge difference. Let's see this. 90% of texts are opened within 3 minutes, and 99% of text are opened within 20 minutes. So you can capture people right there very quickly when they are checking their phones and get almost immediate responses or immediate action. In 2022, more than 70% of consumers have subscribed to receive text from businesses. That's a 12% year-over-year growth mechanism for businesses to use. And opt-in rate, that's a 12% year-over-year growth in opt-in rates. On average, here's why this is so important, you guys. Americans check their phones on average 344 times per day. Isn't that crazy? Just nuts. I know. It makes me realize, when I read that stat, I was like, holy cow, I waste so much time checking my phone, right? But we may turn off notifications, but we are very, very responsive when we get a text message. Because as moms, I know for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, did my kids text me? Did the school text me? Is somebody really needing to get in touch with me because I protect my number and I don't give it out to a lot of people? So we are checking our phones every time we hear that notification go on. So if you can get people off of your social media profiles, give them value, and get them on a text message list, then you have the opportunity to communicate with them, continue offering them value, and start monetizing your social media in a very, very powerful way. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about what kind of value you can offer to people in an ongoing conversation, because it's not enough to get them off that profile, that platform, and into your DMs or into your text messaging platform or into your email system. You've got to communicate with them and offer value. So here are my suggestions. I think that you should offer people one bit of value every week, be it a tip or a recipe or a new product or a hint or a discount or a coupon. Communicate your value to them and remind them how grateful you are to have them on your list and how grateful you are to have them as a contact. And let them know that you are available to help them in whatever niche you're serving to help them move forward in that journey. So, number one, get them off your social media profiles by offering them a freebie. Number two, get them on a text messaging list and start nurturing that list by adding value. I am happy to share my link and 500 credits for anyone who is interested in what text messaging platform I use. Just DM me the word text and I'll be happy to share that information with you. That's what I've got for tonight. I hope that blew you away. Those statistics totally blew me out of the water. I was like, what? So I hope that was enough information to give you something to think about and to move you forward in action, getting some sort of text messaging platform in use in your marketing mix. I'm all done, Tamika.
Oh, you want to finish early tonight, Mimi?
I do. I think I dropped enough stats to blow people out of the water. I don't want to confuse anyone.
You actually did. You dropped a lot of fire, okay? And you actually had 2 minutes left. But yeah, you're excused because that info was super amazing, all right?
Good.
So it'll be great if you can use I'll reset your clock so you can spend 2 minutes telling us how we can get in touch with you. I do want to say that what you share about these freebies and you just inspired me. So when I speak, I'm going to tell you what you inspired me on. And I just thank you for sharing and enlightening us to things that we need to pay attention to, which is why we're doing this Masterclass Marathon. Yes, email is great. Text is even better. And we do have to do these things that you're speaking about because so many businesses are wondering why people are not seeing them and understanding what they have is because we're not doing these things. All right. I'm going to let you tell us how we can connect with you and what you actually have to offer. So thank you again for speaking, and I'll give you 2 minutes on the clock.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure as always. I love being here. My name is Mimi Sheffer. I'm a social media coach for mompreneurs and entrepreneurs. And basically, I help people learn how to grow a business online using social media as marketing and advertising caveats, mechanisms to grow a business so that you can work around your schedule, around your family, and around your life and not hustle 24/7. So that is what I do. I serve the mompreneur and entrepreneur niche. I serve mostly mompreneurs, but some entrepreneurs as well. I've worked with a lot of men. So I help people learn how to hack the algorithm, to work with the algorithm to make sure that they increase their organic reach and reach the biggest audience available. And I also help people learn how to show up in social media. So there's some key visibility strategies that I coach on. And I help people learn how to brand themselves effectively online because as we all know, there's so much social media communication going back and forth. Unless you're really doing an excellent job of branding yourself, you're not going to stand out among your peers. So those are the things that I coach on. I have a couple of things that you might be interested in. There is a free social media timing guide. You can click the link in my bio. It's stan.store/ Marketing with Mimi, or you can click the link in my Instagram bio and visit my store, and you'll see the free social media timing guide, because it really does matter what time you post on each social media platform. So that is a key insight onto what the best time to post on each social media platform is. And it makes a huge difference in how far you are going to be able to reach with that one post. So that's a freebie. There's a visibility strategies ebook available in my link, and I want to share some very exciting news and encourage each and every person to sign up. We have something called the Social Sales Summit coming up on November 10th at 10 a.m. and Coach Tamika is going to be one of the speakers. So we are going to have some key marketing experts who utilize social media to grow their businesses, sharing their favorite social media tips and their favorite business strategies. So that is November 10th, Thursday, November 10th at 10 a.m. And you can get on the VIP list by clicking the link in my bio and going to my stand store, and you'll see a link for the Social Sales Summit.
Woo-hoo.
And that's what I've got.
All right.
I'm so excited.
Yes, I am as well, Mimi. I'm so excited. So I'm glad that you were able to share such great tips. Here's the thing. When we come here and we share with you what we know, we're actually telling you how much info we have and how excited we are about our businesses. And then you get to make the choice on whether you want to connect with us. So as you hear us more and more, and I've heard someone say this tonight, Mimi said it about Garnett, I hear you speaking. And when I hear you speaking more, I actually get to learn more about what you actually know. It tells me that I know you're about your business, you understand your business, because when you can teach, it's because you actually know your stuff. You can only regurgitate information that you actually know and understand. And when we can spit it out very easily, it tells you that we're really into it. So I hope that those of you who are watching will take a moment and actually follow the speakers here and get connected, and make sure you come back to the marathon the next time that we speak as well. So, all right, I am going to go up next. I'm super excited. I am Coach Tamika James, guys. So I'm Coach Tamika James. I'm a life and business coach. I'm actually a cosmetologist turned into a life and business coach. I decided to become this person because I was already this person. Some of you already know who you are and you're trying to decide what's next for you. Just go with it. Go with it and find out what you need to know so that you can move into the next part of your life. Now, I just shared that briefly. Has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about tonight, but I'm excited about who I am and what I do because it's a part of me. So one of the things that I want to talk about tonight is visibility and networking. When you make a choice to start a business, you can't hide. You cannot decide that the business is available to the world, but not tell anyone about it. You can't keep it quiet. So one of the things that's super important to do is to network in person. Now, networking can happen like what we're doing right now. Here on this live, it is some form of networking because we're sharing who we are, we're listening to others, and we're able to share our information. So I want you to know that networking can happen in a variety of ways. So let's really jump into talking about the in-person aspect to networking. So today, I actually went to a networking event. It was the Boss Babes of South Florida. They do these events all over the place. And today, I encountered a woman who was, she's in business and she's having a little trouble. So let me tell you what happened. There was another young lady that was at the event who said, Coach Tamika can help you. She's over there. You need to talk with her. So I want you to know that you could be in the room and someone can know who you are and they'll refer you to the other people in the room. But the question is, did you do your fair share of networking prior to that so that someone knows you so they can tell someone else about you? Now, no one was getting paid. There was no commission or anything. So the person who shared me with the other person personally walked me to them and said, hey, here's Coach Tamika. You guys need to meet. So now I talked to the young lady and she needs some help with her business. On the spot, what I chose to do in the networking space was to support her on the thing that she needed assistance with. This is what I do. I'm a life and business coach. So wherever I go, this is what I do. So I wasn't going to hold back from helping her in the moment, because there's so much more of me and what I do that happens outside of a 10-minute conversation. So I want to share with you that if you are the person in your business and you do it well, help someone right there on the spot, in the moment, with what you know. They will remember you, okay? So this young lady needed something. And I also want to talk about another thing that happened at this event today. Because I do a lot of networking, I was on the phone with my mom and I was saying, do you know that I get surprised? I surprise myself all the time with the fact that I've only been living in Florida for close to 2 years now, and I know a lot of people. Oh my gosh, how did this happen? Well, it's because I show up in a lot of different spaces. I learn about others and I share who I am with the people in the room. So today at this event, there were about 30 people there, and I looked around and I knew 5 people, and it was still shocking me that this is a real thing. So the people that I knew in the room, do you want to know how I met them? One lady I knew from years ago. We know each other from the same industry. Another lady I met from Clubhouse, and she was in the building. I met another lady because I went to a conference a year ago, and I went to the conference with this in mind. I said, I'm at this conference, which was called the Miami Small Business Expo. Great place to learn about growing my business, but I knew there were other entrepreneurs there. I'm a life and business coach. So when I attended, my goal that day, forget about this conference. I want to meet the people. I'm here. I have on the top of my brain, I'm in the building because I am looking to network. I will not leave this place without meeting this amount of people. You have to be goal driven when you go to these different places. So when I went there, I knew I was going to meet people. I went with my Popple watch and Popple wristlet, which allows a person to tap on my wristlet and grab my info and be able to connect with me further, and I can connect with them as well. Instant gratification as far as connection. So I met so many people. I remember meeting a lot of people who knew other people who had events that I attended, which in turn, the people that I met tonight were people I met after I met the people at that event. Okay. Long story short, you got to keep going. All right. Now, I want to talk about when you go to an event, as I was just saying, you have to decide why you attended the event, which is what I did when I went to that particular expo. So decide why you're in the building. And then I also need you to know, what do you need? You have to know what you need. Now, what could you need? It could be a variety of things. Oh my gosh. You met a lot of entrepreneur associates at networking event. Absolutely. I want to talk about that too. Are you looking to collaborate with others? Did you decide to go there because what you're doing, you don't want to do it alone. You want to meet some other like-minded people. You want to just make some great connections. So know if you want to meet people to collaborate. Are you looking for new clients for your business? Do you want to be in the building to share your info with others? So you could be there for a variety of reasons. You should also know if you attended a networking event because you need help with your business. You could simply go there and you could be looking for a person like myself, like looking for a coach, looking for someone who is in the business that you're in, that you can have a conversation with about things you need to know. That's one of the most economical ways to get help, is to attend an event, find out who's in the building, ask someone who's in your business a question. They're not working and they don't mind to help you. So see who's there and talk to them at the time. You also could be at a networking event because you want to start a new business. Maybe you're already in business and you're interested in doing something new, but you want to talk to people who are in a variety of businesses to get insight. So there's so many reasons why you can go to networking events. All right. I also want to talk about, you need to know what your superpower is before you walk into the building. Most people who don't know their own superpowers, this is what happens. You walk in and you shrink because people look amazing. You know, they're looking good. They put on their best for the event, and people are talking and they're sharing who they are and what they do. And here you are.
you haven't decided about the amazingness that you bring to the table that you're going to share with other people in the room. So you begin to shrink. So I don't want any of you to do this. Sit down quietly and think about your superpowers. Are you great at connecting people? Do you sweep the floor well? I shared this when I was at one of my events. You could be a great floor sweeper. And that could be a whole business. But you're like, oh, I sweep the floor well, but I don't want to tell anybody about that. That's not a big deal. But what if you could sweep someone's floor for $1,000 an hour because they were looking for someone to clean their room and they don't know anyone else? And here you are hiding your sweeping floor abilities, okay? All right, so I just want to let you know to know whatever your superpowers are, because you never know how impactful they could be on another person. Now, when you know your superpower, here's the next thing that you need to do. You need to approach others and find out about them before you speak. This is the problem that most people have in networking. You go into the room and you want to blab about who you are because you came to get new clients. But what if that person in front of you is not even a person that's going to buy your services? You just wasted all of your energy. You could rearrange the way you speak because you found out that the person in front of you is not your targeted audience. There's this thing that I tell you to do that you can do when you're networking, which is to tell the person what you do. And at the end of you telling them what you do, you can say, who do you know that needs my services? Who do you know? It takes the pressure off. It lets them know that you're not desperate. And it puts them in the mind frame of thinking about, well, who do I actually know that could use this other person's services? And that person just might actually on the spot refer you to someone else or remember you, okay? So I want you to make sure you're using these tactics when networking. Now, I decided to share this info tonight because I am a life and business coach. And one of the things that I do with my clients is help them with getting people to see who they are, to see what they do, because they have to grow their businesses in some form or fashion. It's not only about just growing the business. If you grow the thing and nobody knows you and nobody's buying from you, then what? So this is one of the spaces that I help my clients with. Now, another thing I want to share with you is being ready to share and exchange your info very quickly and easily. I spoke earlier about the Popple bracelet that I have. That's P-O-P-L, Popple, okay? So you can order it online if you want to have a physical bracelet. Now, if you don't want to have the bracelet, don't worry about it, because when you sign up to Popple, you actually have a QR code inside the app when you sign up, which means that you could actually go into Popple and log in, and you can actually, and I had to do this today, by the way, this is real life stuff I'm telling you about. I left my bracelet home. Oh my gosh, how did I do that? I really don't do this. So I just went into the Popple app and I did a screenshot of my own Popple QR code. And when I met new people, I let them open up their camera, they scanned the code, and it gave them all my Popple info. Usually those who are not used to seeing this, they're all excited. Well, most people are, because it gives you my phone number, my contact info. It gives you my Instagram. It can connect you to my website or wherever I want you to go. So it's instantly sending my info to another person. So for me, a person gets to follow me on social, and then I get to follow them back afterwards. Now, I want to talk about the fact that, all right. I want to share that you also should have your business cards. You can also have a QR code that goes to your Instagram. If you don't know where that is, it is in the settings, and then you go about 5 down on your Instagram, click the 3 lines, go into settings and go down about, I think, 5 lines, and then there's a QR code sitting there. Click that, it'll show up, screenshot it and save it. Also, you want to click to favorite it because it'll be at the top of your photos for easy access to you. Now, you can let them go straight to your IG. Now, I want to share something that I do, which is also that, also that after I meet someone at a networking event, one of the things that I do is sometimes I will, on the spot, if I have a moment, I will click to follow them. And then I will go into the DMs and I open up my camera real quick and I give a video DM to the person. Hey, it's Coach Tamika. It was such a pleasure to meet you today. We spoke about blank. Let's chat about this more later. It was great to meet you.
close it out, send it. They remember your face, they hear your voice, you spoke about what you guys connected on, they cannot forget you, and now you've left a message in their stream of their DMs. You also could do that with a text or a voice, so it's up to you. This is like one of the best things you can do to stay in touch with those you want to communicate with. Now, if you don't do it on the spot, you can go home, go in a stream of the people that followed you or you followed, and you can do this one by one when you get home by the next day, the latest, and communicate with these people. I also want to talk to you about the fact that I was telling you, I ran out of time. Oh my gosh. There's so much to talk about with networking, guys, okay? You could also lead someone to the link in your bio with a QR code too. I don't know if you knew that, but I could tell you more about that at another point in time. So one of the things that I want to share that Mimi spoke about earlier, which is that to have these freebies. I thought about, how do you have a freebie at a networking event without making a person feel like you are just trying to get their info and you want to put them on your list? Well, Mimi, let me tell you what I came up with just now. So I am super great at networking, and it shows when I'm networking. People notice it when I'm talking to them based upon how I communicate. So I thought about creating a better networking lead magnet, a better networking. So as I network with someone, I can say, because they always say, oh my gosh, you have all of these great ways to connect. And then I can say, well, if you want to learn more about better networking for yourself, and I can put it in the link in my bio, click here and grab your better networking checklist or whatever. And they grab it, and then they will be on my list because I'm helping them to be able to network even better. So Mimi, thank you for the inspiration. All right. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to create that. And one more thing about networking, guys. I met a lady today, and she said that she was an introvert. She was sitting on the side by herself. I'm walking up to everyone, okay? No person left behind. So I go over and I say, well, why are you over here by yourself? And I talk to her. And she says, well, truly, I'm an introvert. So we have a conversation about her being an introvert. One of the things she shared with me was that she doesn't actually want to do small talk when she's at events. She said that she's tired of having these meaningless conversations with those who are actually just there to just chat about nothing. So what I said to her was, so show up and have meaningful conversations with whoever you encounter. You can change that. So if you're an introvert and that is you who feels that way, you guide the conversation. Decide on what you want to talk about. That's why I said earlier, know your own superpowers, know what you came to the event for, and show up and get what you actually need at the event, opposed to allowing others to just rule how everything goes. So I'm just so excited. Get the landing page on an iPad to have it up on your table so it's delivered before they leave. Ooh, yes. Okay. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Jonathan. You're amazing. So listen up. We have been here. What do I have to offer tonight? I just want you to book a call with me if you desire to get more information on building your business, making your network even larger. I am a life and business coach. So I help entrepreneurs who are trying to figure out how do they do what they do in a quicker fashion. You're doing things one-to-one. You're not doing group coaching. You are calling things out, and you should have an automation. You should have buttons that people click on. You should set up your funnels. That funnel word is real. People should click this. They should go there. It should go there. It should put them on your list. That you should talk to them. You should do all of these things. I help with those things. So book a call to see how I can assist you, because I do a lot of different things. The last thing I do want to share is, because I network a lot, I have an in-person networking group. We meet in Florida. We meet in the South Florida area the first Wednesday of every month. If you want to join and you want to connect with us, you can meet with us every first Wednesday of the month. And the way that you connect, you can come to the meeting one time at no cost. But if you come again, you have to be a part of my group, which is Underground Biz Group. So I'm sharing that. And actually, the Masterclass Marathon is sponsored by Underground Biz Group. So that's it, guys. Connect with me. Let's do it in person. Let's do it, via a call. You can click the link in my bio to book a call. All right, I know I shared a little extra this tonight. I'm the last person. I thank everyone for joining today, for speaking, for those of you who were listening. I hope that you took notes, because this was definitely a fire Masterclass Marathon session. You can find the replay on my page here at Tamika James in the series. We're close to 50 sessions, so you can just sit and binge watch. You could also go over to Entrepreneur Speak with Tamika James on YouTube and watch any of these sessions, okay? So I'm excited about you being here. If you wish to be a speaker, you can go to masterclassmarathon.com and you can register to be a speaker. You could also go to the link in my bio here on Instagram and you can become a speaker as well. So let's close out with final thoughts and anything that any of you guys as speakers want to share. And we'll close out after you guys all speak. Whoever wants to go first, no special order.
Ladies first.
Go, Deb.
I just thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And if you have corporate needs, business startup needs, if you have family law needs, contact me. We can get you set up. That's it.
Work smarter, not harder. And this is a great space. Saturdays at noon Eastern and Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern to learn how to work smarter and not harder. And join us for the Social Sales Summit on November 10th.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, my name is Garnet J. I'm a crypto and business coach, right? If you're serious about understanding cryptocurrency, right, you can reach out to me on all social media at Garnet JR. You can get the course at thecryptocourse.com. Guys, we can go together, right? They always say you can go by yourself and go far, but if you go together, right, you can create a whole impact, right? So let us connect with each other. Let us get the information, right? Don't do it by yourself, right? There's coach, there's mentors, right? Ask a question. Don't be afraid to ask the question. We're not gonna bite you. We're not gonna do anything. Just ask a question, right? We're here for you.
Thank you, Garnet. Thank you so much. All right. So, as he said, just ask us a question. We're all very friendly. We love our businesses. We know what we're talking about, and we're super excited to serve you. So if you feel the desire to click the button above, make sure you spend a few seconds giving everyone a quick follow. It's just a click of a button. Just get a little closer. We're here for you every week. There are a variety of speakers, so you never know who's going to speak, because it's about who actually registers to speak for the week. So put this on your calendar. That's what you can do. As Mimi said, Saturdays at 12, Sundays at 7. And we'll see you the next time that we show up. I'm closing out with book a call with me so that we can talk about what you actually need. On the call, I will support you, and I will also find out what it is that you need. If I can't help you, I will more than likely refer you to someone that actually can. So that's it. See you guys next time. Thank you, speakers. You're amazing. And we're closing out. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.